Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Scarland here bringing you a new Pantheon video. And today, as the title suggests, we're going to be focusing on the solo leveling guide, level 18 to level 26. Now, as I preface every solo video, Pantheon is built on grouping and group content. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to solo. It all depends on your play style and the amount of time you have to invest in the game. So we are still in early access, obviously. Things will change and be tweaked. There will be more mobs, more zones, etc. down the road. But as it sits right now, we're very limited on what we can do. So we're essentially going to be focusing on the Eastern Plains. Now again, this is level 18 to level 26 solo. So this is Wild End. And right here is the Wizard Teleport. Now, this may have been changed. It used to be up here. It used to be right here, and then you'd go south to the Bindstone or the city. But it might have been changed recently to over here. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been teleported to Wild's End. So right here's the teleport, and you want to just go straight north all the way up, and right here is the zone line for Eastern Plains. You can bind yourself over here if you so choose. I always bind myself at the city. That way I can just have easy access to go back, sell, do whatever I need to do, and then run back to Eastern Plains. So we'll go Wild's End from the city. You just run straight north, essentially. Cross over the bridge here, go up the mountain, and go ahead and zone right into Eastern Plains. Now, like I said, there are ample amounts of group spots out there if you have friends and you're enjoying the group experience. However, for that solo player that wants to solo grind, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Alright guys, so starting off, level 18 to 20. Now these levels range. For instance, different classes can take on harder monsters or etc., or you might have to start a little low. Me specifically, I actually started this at level 17, so I did 17 to 20. However, you should do about 18 to 20 just off the first few mobs here. So if we bring up the map here in Eastern Plains, once you zone in from Wild's End, there's going to be gigantic fields everywhere. And you're mainly going to be targeting two mob types, and that's going to be the sungrass gnaller, which is like a rat, and then you're going to look for the grass weaver poppywigs, which is like a beetle looking mob. So these two mobs, you're going to basically farm them for a solid 2 levels. Now you can also add in the forest gleamers up here in the circle. Now the gleamers I didn't have very much success with, for the sheer fact that they're surrounded by other mobs as well. So most of the mobs in Eastern Plains, at least as of filming this video, are non-aggro. So you can run around freely. Just make sure you consider every mob you come in contact with. That way you know if it's KOS or not, if it's going to kill you on sight or not. That way you have an understanding. Once you get the basis of Eastern Plains and what mobs are going to aggro you and what mobs are not, it becomes very easily farmable material, the whole entire map. So again, as I said, that's going to be level 18 to 22. Mainly focus on those rats and beetles. You should have no problems going from 18 to 20, or if you start a little early, 17 to 20. Alright guys, and as we progress through, once you get to level 20, you can start adding in additional mobs. You can keep killing the poppywigs and the gnawlers, but you're going to notice that they fall off. They'll start bleeding dark blue to light blue as you progress. So level 20 to level 22, we're going to start adding in some mobs here. We're going to talk about the snakes. The Gold Strike Adder is going to be roaming all of those open plains again, and they're just giant snakes, so look for the giant snakes. You can start adding those into your rotation. You can also move into the wolves. The wolves are going to be the golden back wolves on the far left side of the map. You can add the goats. The crimson horn goats are up in the north end of the map. And then finally we have the lynx, the Bladewind lynx, and you can progress those as you level. So for example, you want to start with those snakes. As you get like level 21, move into the wolves and goats, and then on the latter levels, like level 22, the Bladewind lynx, etc. So these are all good farming locations. The mob density is okay. Me personally, I just stuck with the snakes. I just kept killing poppywigs, gnawlers, and snakes. I didn't really move to the other spawns personally. Now, like I said, you still can do that if you so choose. There are ample amounts of mobs. These are just so far spread apart that staying in the open area, the grassy fields, and just killing everything was more time efficient than running to separate spawns. Alright, and moving right along through the progression, now you should be about level 22. And this is a bit of a grind here. Now we're starting to get to a grindy session. So level 22 to level 26, we're going to be focused on specific mobs. However, the mob density, in my opinion, is a little low. So it's going to take you a lot longer to grind out these 4 levels. So if we go ahead and take a look at the map here, we're going to be focusing on panthers, hornets, raptors, and bears. So starting around level 22, level 23, the Dusk Ridge Panthers are going to be roaming in between 2 mountain ranges here. You want to target these guys and as well kill anything else lower than it. As long as you're considering it and it's either an even cond or even dark blue, kill it, because time efficiency matters. You don't want to spend too much time just searching for mobs. You also want to add the hornets into your rotation. They have 2 dense spawn locations here. The High Spire Hornets. Now these are a little difficult. Depending on your class, you better be able to take at least 2 at once, unless you can get single pulls, for the sheer fact that they are grouped up. They are swarm mechanics with these. So they do have 2 locations, so use caution if you're going to try to farm the hornets. Moving along, you should be about level 24, give or take. You want to start looking at the grizzlies, the yellow mane grizzlies. These will spawn up in the north, and again, they're in the forest area, so just kill everything that you see fit for XP values. Finally, on the latter levels, you're going to be looking at the raptors, specifically the Plains Claw Raptor. So these are to the north again, right below one of the mountains here on the map you can see, and again, you want to just farm those. So from 22 to 26, you're going to be spending a substantial amount of time in this area. Just ping pong between the raptors, the bears, and the hornets. Those 3 circles on the north side of the map. Just kill everything that you can. Like I said, this is a grind. 22 to 26 took me a substantial amount of time. More time than it should have, in my opinion. Alright guys, and finishing up the video, I know I said at the beginning of the video that this solo guide was going to go to level 26. We're actually going to extend that to 28, a solid 10 levels, so level 18 to level 28. Now this gets even slower. The grind from 22 to 26 was slow. This actually gets even a little bit slower at this point. So a little bonus for you here, if we open up the map here, you're going to basically just add the grazers. That's going to be the Sundervine Grazers. And they're at level 26, they're going to be dark blue to light blue to you. So you can choose to kill these for 2 levels, but it's going to be a painfully slow process. So even if you want to start adding these grazers in when you're at level 25, 26, just to start killing them, grinding a additional 2 levels out of them, yeah, it's not really recommended. However, you can do that, and it's very safe at that level. Like I said, at level 26, these are going to be dark blue to light blue to you, so you're not going to get that much XP, but it is safe. So I had to at least throw that in there for completion of this solo guide. Now, as a bonus, obviously the next map we're going to be moving into is the Silent Plains. So from 26 to 28, if you don't want to strictly grind the grazers, maybe just do the grazers for 1 level and get to level 27 and then move into the Silent Plains, which we'll go ahead and take a look at here. Silent Plains, you're going to be focusing on 2 specific mobs for the grind from level 26 to 28. That's going to be these guys, more dinosaur looking mobs, these grazers here, the young grazer, and also the Terror Coil Worm. Now, these do have 2 different locations. I would recommend just sticking with one. The mob density is kind of low. You're going to have downtime. It's just simply a grind. If you're going to do the solo progression, this is something that you should be doing in between groups when you can't find a group, etc. Because as it sits right now in early access, there just isn't the mob density to sit here and solo grind nonstop for hours and be efficient. So either choose the worms or the grazers. Take yourself to level 28. And that's all I got for you guys. That is the solo guide, level 18 to 28. That's another 10 levels. The next guide will obviously be taking place in the Silent Plains, going from level 28 all the way to level 40. So that's all I got for you folks today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, go ahead and leave them below. And I'll see you guys real soon.